Fellow tennis nerds, today I'm hitting with this guy. Is a pro player, Andre Maynard. He has a TikTok that you should check out. I'll put the link in the description. We're gonna hit some balls, and I also wanted to ask him because he made a switch from the Prestige, and you played with like a Prestige very control-oriented racket, and now you pretty recently moved to this, the Aero.
Exactly. I am actually quite happy about this one because it gave me a little bit more of spin, and it gave me not the same pressure in my arm.
Okay.
So when I have to play long matches and I have to, maybe I get a little bit tired in the third set or I get a little bit tight, I have a bit more help for my racket.
Yeah, the racket does more of the work. You know, you don't have to swing big on everything.
Exactly. Right? I can run out and just put the racket on, and it will help me a little bit moving the ball. And I found out that for my game, it's good to have a little bit more spin from my racket, and I get this for sure in this racket. From the Prestige, I had to do all the spin myself. This is the thing with the Prestige, and I think I see more and more players moving to control, but you get more mid-board pace and spin on the ball, you know. The good thing about this is that you have still a stiff frame.
Yeah.
This one is the VS, so it's a little bit different from the normal pure Aero.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit smaller, so you have the 1620 helps for the control. So I think this is
and
good.
98 head size.
Yeah. So I think it's a good mix of a control frame. I mean, Alcaraz and Rune uses it, so it can't be that bad, right? So,
exactly.
And you see more and more players. My friend, who was also was a pro staff player, which is similar to Prestige, also switched to this recently. He's also a strong player. So, very good. And you have some weight added to bump up the stability a little bit.
Yeah, it was actually because I feel like when I started playing with it, the head was flying a little bit.
Yeah.
So this helped me to close the head a little bit better. So I got a little more weight on
You adjusted the swing a little bit, Very cool. And here we can see Andre hitting with his setup, which is Lynx Tour, around 23 kilo. If I'm not misremembering this, he likes the Torna grip, the one I have struggled with a lot, but some players love it and can't play with anything else. And the switch is big, but it seems to suit his strokes quite a bit, going from Prestige to this Aero VS, and it's become this kind of modern mix of control and power that I think a lot of players crave in today's game. And on my level, the power is not as important, but on the level he plays, I think anything extra you can get is good. But obviously you need to feel like you have the confidence in critical situations, and that's where switching rackets can sometimes be very tricky, because you don't feel like you have that extra little feeling of the ball when it really matters, for example, or you end up making more mistakes because you're used to playing with a much more low-powered racket like the Prestige. And I'm not exactly sure which Prestige he was using, whether it was the Pro Stock code 293, which was the IG Prestige MP. A lot of pros love that one, but with an open pattern, or if there was something slightly different. But he's been using the Prestige for a long time. Now he's with the Aero VS. Really nice one-handed backhand, especially. A lot of spin on his strokes. We also tested rackets, which I have a tendency of forcing people to do. And he tried here the Radical Pro with the Natural Gut and Hawk Power. He wasn't a huge fan of this racket. He felt like he didn't quite feel the ball 100%, and it didn't do enough for him compared to the other rackets that we tested and his now Aero VS. So this was not the winner of the playtest for him. I prefer also the Radical MP over the Pro for this generation of Radicals. Quick sponsor break. Check out the singles playbook from Fuzzy Yellow Balls. They will teach you patterns, how to beat certain types of players with different strategies and patterns of play. Full with videos, lots of different chapters on beating pushers, counter punchers, serve and volleyers, and so on. I found this product great. I bought it over a year before they asked to sponsor some YouTube videos for me. So check it out. The link is in the description. Then he tested both Pro Staffs, the 100 and the 97. Strung both with 4G, one with 4G soft, that was for the 97, and one with 4G, that was for the X, which is 100 square inches. Both 24 kilos or 53 pounds. Like most people I've tested these two frames with, the X seems to be the one for most players. You get a little bit more with that one, bit more forgiving and so on. I also like this racket quite a lot with 4G, and that is a great string, and that kind of shines in this racket, but maybe not a winner for everyone. I've heard some polarizing opinions about the 100X. Some find it to have a weird sensation. This one is more of a winner overall for many players. It's the Shift. This was the 315 grams strung with Hawk Power at 24 kilos or 53 pounds. This was a bit lively for him. He felt like the ball is flying. He actually commented there that the ball was flying a bit too much. And Nicky noted the same, that it's hard to flatten out shots. So this one is quite powerful, quite spin friendly, the Shift. And has a tendency to sail the ball a little bit. I really like it. The impact is great. The playability is excellent. One of the nicer rackets I've played. But I do agree that even for me, when I played it in the ITF seniors, it did feel a bit tougher for me to just rely on my shots. And then he went back to the Aero VS, and yeah, his game actually picked up a notch already. You can see how important it is to have a frame that you are familiar with and that you know where the shots are going generally. And yeah, you can study his nice backhand here. I wish I had that, even the forehand obviously. But this is an early switch for him, meaning that if you're early in the process, you've just played with it for a few months, you need time to get used to the frame. You need time to see what it does to you in competitive situations and so on. So I'm not 100% sure that he will stick with this one based on my experience with different players and different scenarios. But he seems to like it. He seems to hit a big ball with it, but sometimes it's too much of a step from the previous racket and he finds himself somewhere in the middle, or he tests some other rackets. People who compete on an advanced level, they rarely have the time to actually test a lot of different rackets, so they mainly compete and play matches.
Okay, so we've been hitting for a bit with new pro stuffs and the Shift, which had a lot of action on the ball, which you noticed. What did you think? You tried both the smaller 97 and you tried the 100. Which one did you like?
For me, I prefer the 100. I feel like it was close to my pure Aero.
Yeah, kind of in the way that you could generate some spin on the ball was similar.
And not too stiff in the outside position.
Yeah, exactly. You have a bit more forgiveness around here instead of this one, which is quite a bit smaller, like where outside hits are punished.
Yeah, exactly. And especially with my backhand, I have one-hand backhand, so it feels so clean through the ball. Good ball stroke.
Yeah, your one-hand backhand looked very good with this one.
Yeah.
So this is the more forgiving option. I must say that compared to what I said in my previous review with the strings, the 4G strings, this is 4G soft on the smaller one and 4G on the standard one, 24 kilos, 53 pounds, both of them. I think the string works pretty well, and you felt like that too, and the sound is good with the strings and stuff like this.
I'm used to playing with edges on the strings.
Yeah.
But with this 100, I feel like I have more or less the same spin than in my own racket, so it feels good.
Yeah, good. So the new pro stuffs, very interesting rackets, nice feeling to them. The Shift you felt was a bit tougher to control, like
if you hit a little bit late or you doesn't close the ball fast enough, it goes away from you too fast.
I would agree with that. It gives you a little bit more for free, but it's a bit tougher to manipulate the ball, and if you hit in the wrong angle, the ball has a tendency to kind of go a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
You need to string it tighter. Okay, thanks Andrew for your opinions. Let's film some more.
Yeah.
I played with the Wilson Shift here, 315. Really enjoyed that racket still. Both rackets from the Shift family, the 300 and the 315, a little bit different string patterns. So the 1820 of the 315 is a little bit lower launch angle. And still, these rackets want to help the ball go, right? You really get the ball to fly and get some good pace on your shots. And really excellent frames. It just felt when I was playing the tournament, as I said, that the ball was flying a little bit much and I couldn't quite control it. But I'm working on my technique, working on my game as much as I can. Hopefully it will be better and I can play with these types of frames.
Try this one.
The Aero VS is a great frame. I find it tricky on my one-handed backhand, but that's for many rackets. I tend to go to kind of Prestiges, my old Prestige MP from 2019. That's the racket I always kind of go back to, and that feels pretty decent on the one-hander, but with a lot of other frames I feel it's a bit strange. And it is because I have to improve my technique. But I found the Andre's spec not to be too heavy. I didn't measure it on the 3-in-1 machine, but it played nicely. You could generate a lot of spin, and on the forehand this Aero VS or the new Aero 98, which you can find my review on this channel. That's an even better frame in my opinion. We ended the session with a serve challenge. If you hit the bottle, the other guy has to do 15 push-ups. Was pretty gentle. It could have been 500 push-ups or something nasty, but we'd already played a while. And obviously Andre won this, and I had to do the push-ups, so that's life.
Okay, I have to do 15 push-ups now because you hit the bottle.
First try, or second try. But 15 push-up is nothing for the Swedish Viking here. Glad it's not me. We'll have to do them. Getting there. Let's go.
Vamos, old guy. Good challenge, try it at home. That's nice.
Thank you for watching.